number of COVID-19 cases continue to rise globally and here in Guyana. Therefore, we encourage everyone to practice social distancing, wear a mask if you have to leave your homes, and wash your hands thoroughly and frequently as we all strive to stop the spread of the virus. Welcome to InfoHub for Monday, April 27. Thanks for joining us. The newly appointed Chief Executive Officer of the National COVID-19 Task Force, Joseph Harmon, over the weekend visited facilities earmarked for use in the fight against the novel coronavirus. Here's our first story. Harmon visited the Civil Defense Commission's Thomas Lands headquarters in Georgetown, then the National Sports Hall on Homestretch Avenue. Following consultations with the Department of Culture, Youth and Sport, it was agreed that the sports hall be used as a storage facility.
The Director General of the Civil Defense Commission and his officers have been here. They've inspected it. They are extremely happy for the facility. We will do some work, of course, to upgrade it because we'll have several persons coming here at various levels, and so we want to ensure that the quality of the facility is upgraded for that purpose.
He explained that it is important to have short, medium and long-term plans to cope with the pandemic, which is projected to last several months.
The short-term issues have to do with persons who are affected and who are considered to be vulnerable. In the medium term, we are looking at rebooting some small businesses so that they can actually be producing and manufacturing.
Harmon added that 4 sectoral plans are being examined by the government. This includes the Department of Business's plan to assist small businesses and one from the Agriculture Ministry. This is the Regional Agricultural and Emergency Project aimed at boosting the capabilities and capacity of small farmers. The Education Ministry is moving to increase online learning for the estimated 250,000 plus students countrywide. The Public Service Ministry is shifting its focus to realize more persons working from home to maintain operational efficiency. The Public Telecommunications Ministry is interfacing with all relevant agencies to ensure that their online needs are met.
Strengthening the National Task Force. It's about operationalizing some of the matters which, because of the way in which it was structured, it couldn't get done in a fast and efficient manner. And so this is basically what we do. We're bringing more muscle into the operations of the National Task Force.
Here now is an update on the national recount. The CARICOM Secretary General has dispatched a letter to the chairman of the National COVID-19 Task Force indicating that arrangements would be made for members of the team who will supervise the national recount of votes to be tested in their respective countries. This will be done using the World Health Organization's approved PCR COVID-19 tests. An arrival date has not yet been determined. However, a request has been made for approval for the departure and landing of a chartered flight from Guyana to collect team members. A similar arrangement for their return upon completion of the recount is also requested, as well as for a WHO-approved PCR COVID-19 test to be administered to team members before their departure from Guyana. The Guyana Police Force continues to enforce the curfew and restrictions implemented to help slow the spread of COVID-19 locally. DPI accompanied ranks from A Division to see what takes place.
The curfew implemented by the government to curb the spread of the coronavirus restricts persons from being on the road between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m., but a ride along with the police shows that some persons are still not adhering to the curfew for various reasons. The Guyana Police Force is working assiduously to enforce the curfew. During the ride-along, many persons were found on bus parks waiting to get home way after the 6 p.m. curfew, while others were found to be gathering for entertainment purposes. Persons continue to gather in large numbers and in places which were deemed off-limits, such as bars and the seawalls. The Guyana Police Force is pleading with the public to adhere to the measures as they are for their own safety and by extension, the nation. The emergency measures were outlined and implemented by the Ministry of Public Health under the directions of President David Granger. To disobey the measures will be deemed an offense as outlined in the measures, which state that any person who fails to comply with any measures commits an offense under Section 152 of the Public Health Ordinance and is liable on summary conviction to the penalty provided under that section. To date, Guyana has recorded 74 cases of the coronavirus, with 8 deaths. Worldwide, the number of confirmed cases has surpassed 2 million. Persons are being asked to take precautions and follow instructions outlined by the Ministry of Public Health. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
More news after this short break. Stay with us.
A face mask only works if it is put on, used, and removed properly. Before putting on a face mask, please do remember to wash your hands with adequate soap and water for at least 20 seconds, or use a hand sanitizer with 60% or more alcohol. This is an N95 face mask. Check your mask for holes and tears. Identify the top of the mask. Cup the mask in the palm of your hand with the metal strip at your fingertips and the elastic bands hanging loosely. Position the mask under your chin and covering your nose. Place the lower strap behind your neck. It must touch your neck. Place the upper strap to the top of your head. Untwist the straps. Use both hands to mold the shape of the nosepiece by pushing downward and outward. Perform a fit check by checking the mask to see if there are any air leaks. Do not lower your mask to speak. You must not touch the front of your mask. If you do, then wash your hands immediately. When removing the face mask, remove the bottom elastic from behind, then the top elastic, ensuring that the elastic straps do not snap. Once again, do not touch the front of the mask. Throw the mask away in a bin with cover. Do not forget to wash your hands immediately. Remember, if your mask gets damp, replace it.
Welcome back. Guyanese based in the United States of America are urging their fellow Guyanese here to adhere to social distancing and follow the necessary safety guidelines in order to protect themselves, families, and the country from the deadly coronavirus. Let's take a look.
This disease has spread rapidly. Within 2 months, over 50,000 persons have died. And I'm appealing to my fellow Guyanese, please take care of yourself. Please make sure you have your social distancing, because your life is at stake and you actually put in the life of someone else at stake.
That was Prophet Christopher LaRose, founder of Christ Prophetic House in Brooklyn, New York. He is pleading with Guyanese here to adhere to the safety guidelines, stressing that the situation in the United States of America is troubling.
My name is Wayne Big Chuck Buffett, former WBC Cruiserweight Champion. This COVID-19 is no joke because it's serious. The reason why I'm telling you this, I lost my mom in no minutes. She got sick and in couple of days she wasn't here. So you gotta take this serious.
Fron Easton and Ricardo Yan are presently recovering from COVID-19 and are cautioning persons in Guyana to not brush aside the harsh reality of the pandemic.
I appeal to all Guyanese, do not gamble with your life. Please follow the guidelines of the health department and the world in terms of social distancing, washing of hands and surfaces, and wearing protective clothing. Because you might not be infected with the disease, but you might very well be a carrier.
I'm a survivor of COVID-19. I've been affected because a family member came to visit us and he had flu-like symptoms. And so 5 of us, along with himself, had been affected. And in the process, we lost one of our siblings. We lost our sister. We just had the viewing for her on Sunday. And so we're still in mourning.
Remember to practice social distancing. Sanitize or wash your hands thoroughly and adhere to the curfew. Together we can beat coronavirus. For InfoHub, Ayanna George.
The Vector Control Unit of the Ministry of Public Health is doing its part by conducting sanitization of clinics, hospitals and other buildings as the country continues in the fight against COVID-19.
We also do sanitization of buildings, structured buildings, ministries, schools, indoor and outdoor. Our main recommended sanitation chemical that we use is 70 to 90% alcohol based. The personnel themselves they'll gear first. They have to sanitize themselves and then they have to put on the gears. We have a long range of chemicals that we use to do sanitizing with. And those what we use with is 70% alcohol base. Formalin, which is 8% concentrate formalin, you will use that roughly between 1 to 5% of that to 5-gallon water to do spraying or wiping out. But most likely to do spraying. When we are spraying any building, it has to be evacuated. Everybody must be out of the building. Everybody must be out of the building, and we'll go in and then we will sanitize all of it, then we'll come back out.
Remember to do your part to ensure that you do not put yourself at risk during this time. If you have a cough, fever, or difficulty breathing, please seek medical care early, but call that hotline first. That's all for today. Connect with us on our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, as we bring you the latest and important news related to COVID-19 and much more. Also, you can subscribe to our website, dpi.gov.gy. Your Bridge Report is up next. Stay safe, stay sanitized. Goodbye for now.